we'll just see though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's really all it boils down to. I'm very disciplined in the sport of boxing, in life in general. It's getting to that point, but if it makes sense, it makes sense. The numbers, I know when the numbers come out, the numbers did very well. The gate did very well. I proved that I'm a draw in the sport of boxing. I proved that the people want to see me. They come out, they support.
The same thing that we talked about we were going to do in the DMs before you picked Jermaine.
2026, you're doing it.
And we need Dylan back.
Promise?
You promised. You're the promoter.
Well, I got you. Listen, in the DMs, I got your word on it. All right, just stand on it. So look, handle that business, okay?
You know what I mean? You know, Devin's season. I just seen something the other day. Keyshawn was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season just...
Devin Haney doesn't just ask. He demands Keyshawn Davis send the contract, delivering a chilling warning that once the bell rings, he'll systematically break him down piece by piece in ruthless, dominant fashion.
Come out swinging, come out wild like he does, but you know, I'm gonna break him down. I'm gonna crush him. I'm gonna step on him. No matter what.
Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney have shared a heated rivalry for years, one fueled by pride, competition, ego, and unfinished business that refuses to fade.
Always around Shakur as an amateur and shit. So Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times around Devin Haney, and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit, or just who we are today. And it just never showed. Nigga never even looked me in my eyes. Nigga never showed me respect. Like nigga never. Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He be like, for real? That nigga still a kid. And like he just never gave me my respect.
He sent you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, big nigga, you know goddamn well. Nigga, now I'm here, nigga, and everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. Fuck you talking about? And he's still like, his father used to. It's crazy because. My beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, "Oh shit, the businessman, what's up with you?"
Keyshawn Davis said fighting a steroid user didn't just change his career outlook; it flipped his entire perspective, leaving scars of experience that, in his eyes, exposed Devin Haney as soft.
Steroids, and it changed his whole career. It changed how he talked. It changed everything. So us seeing Devin Haney doing all of this with a person that had 0.1 estrogen and we all seen that Ryan Garcia was still in there getting tired. It's like, bro, I'm sorry. There's no other word to put this. You're a bitch. Excuse my language. That's how I feel. You're soft. You don't know how to take your L's. You a person that been given everything all your life, a daddy's boy, making sure you've been straight all your life. And now you took your first loss. I feel like you don't really know how to take it. Granted, I wasn't in there fighting Ryan Garcia. But you asked me how I feel. You done took it always to suing and all that extra shit. I feel like, bro, you saw.
Keyshawn Davis has been dominating. And it's not just talk. It's written in moments like his victory over Jermaine Ortiz, a performance that quietly shifted the room. And now, with that momentum burning, he's ready to step straight into the fire with Devin Haney.
Goes out and dominates Ortiz, beats him pillar to post, and knocks him out in the 12th round. 11th round body shot put him down. 12th round body shot took him out. I was really impressed with Keyshawn that night. How about you?
Yeah, no, I was impressed because Ortiz was a handful. And I think that's the best I've seen Ortiz fight. We know that he's a championship spoiler, right? If you're not careful with guys like Ortiz, they can win quiet rounds. And next thing you know, you're in trouble in the later part of the rounds. This fight could have turned out that way, but Keyshawn never allowed Ortiz to play the spoiler. And he closed the show. If Keyshawn wouldn't have got that knockout in the end, then I probably would have picked apart that performance a little bit and been like, you know what, man, Keyshawn wasn't at his absolute best. He could have done this. He put it in another gear. It was a big moment, a big stage, but he closed the show and he never let the spoiler play.
Shaker Stevenson praised Keyshawn Davis, saying he's prepared his brother and countless others along the way. Yet none of them, not even close, ever matched Keyshawn's rare elite level.
It's right. It's kind of, I'm not going to say it's kind of unfair.
What you mean?
It's unfair for these fighters to the point where that's really my brother and we could really help each other and prepare for these fights. So when he going out,
Tomir Smalls stepped into the conversation with a calm but knowing perspective on the tension slowly boiling between Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis, explaining that in boxing, timing and readiness can quietly decide everything long before the first punch is thrown. He looked back to the early days, remembering how Keyshawn was calling Devin out when his record still read 5-0, a bold move that sounded loud but may have arrived before the moment was fully ready. To Smalls, that stretch of time revealed a deeper truth about the sport, that seasons matter, growth matters, and fighters need the right miles, the right scars, before chasing certain doors. Experience, he hinted, isn't optional at this level, it's currency. Still, Smalls made it clear the story didn't stop there. He acknowledged that Devin and Keyshawn have traveled the sports road almost side by side, growing, sharpening, waiting, which only makes their eventual collision feel unavoidable. He believes it would be a good fight, the kind fans lean forward for. He even wondered if weight could tilt the balance, admitting he once expected Devin to meet Shakur Stevenson first. No matter the order, Smalls sees this matchup as inevitable, dangerous, and undeniably exciting.
For me, so it is what it is, you know what I mean? I gotta see everybody above me. You know what I mean? If you're not above me, I ain't worrying about you. If you got one of them belts, I'm on that ass. You know what I mean?
Do you like to hear that? Like hearing more guys at 140 or the big name dudes jump into your division?
Yeah, big name. I thought you was about to say just, I don't want just anybody just moving up to 47. Ain't gonna do nothing but get crowded. But the bigger names, it ain't doing nothing but making more opportunity. You know, they gonna be, everybody's scanning each other. And them coming up, they gonna have to be looking for somebody that's above them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm ready to get it on.
In your opinion, who wins that fight if it were to occur?
Out of who?
Devin and Keyshawn.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Keyshawn was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season they play a part. You know what I mean? But they both been in the game about the same time, man. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight for sure.
Do you think the weight is gonna play a role?
I honestly thought Devin and Shakur would end up fighting first. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I thought they would end up fighting first, but you know.
Davis dominated from the very first bell to the final punch, dictating the pace and methodically breaking Ortiz down with a surgeon's precision. His offense flowed like a carefully choreographed storm. Jabs to the body, crushing hooks, snapping uppercuts, and perfectly timed combinations, all while maintaining relentless pressure that never let Ortiz find a moment to breathe or settle into a rhythm. The drama built round after round, exploding in the 12th when Davis delivered a punishing barrage of body shots that ended the fight in a spectacular knockout. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement on the sport's biggest stage, a showcase of skill, timing, and the cold-blooded ability to finish when it counts. With that victory, Davis didn't just earn a result, he cemented his reputation as a rising force, a fighter whose name now carries weight and menace. And as the crowd roared and the lights shone down, it was clear this is only the beginning. Davis is ready, not just for the next challenge, but for the battles that will define him, the fights that will etch his story into the very heart of boxing's next chapter.
He had a good game plan, Jermaine Ortiz, and he's just not that guy. He's come up short now 3 times on the biggest stage possible. No shame losing to Loma, Lopez, and Keyshawn, but when you're getting knocked out in the last round, that's when you start questioning your stance in the top of the game. But that's credit Keyshawn, man. He closed the show and he looked incredible.
I thought Keyshawn was really good. He obviously filled out the weight really well. He is a strong 140-pounder. Body work has become his MO. You go back to the Dennis Baranchik fight, knocked down Baranchik, kind of went the same way. Knocked down Baranchik in the 3rd round with a body shot, knocked him out in the 4th round. This time was the 11th and the 12th round for Jermaine Ortiz. I would disagree with you that I didn't like Ortiz's game plan. I thought he should have moved a lot more.
Analysts are buzzing with the idea that by 2026, the fight fans will truly crave could very well be Keyshawn Davis versus Devin, the Dream, Haney. A clash years in the making, simmering with tension, pride, and a trail of verbal jabs that have only stoked the anticipation. For years, Davis, his brothers, and Haney have danced around one another, each word and gesture fanning the flames of a rivalry that feels inevitable. While Haney has been linked to names like Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Mario Barrios, the whispers around the boxing world suggest that nothing would be as electrifying or as lucrative as seeing him square off with Keyshawn. Already a champion at 135 pounds, Davis has proven his mettle with performances that had fans leaning forward in their seats, moments more thrilling than even Shakur Stevenson's most hyped bouts. His rise has shifted the conversation, forcing the boxing world to imagine bigger matchups, bolder showdowns, and a fight that could define a generation. The pieces are set, the stage is waiting, and the question everyone is asking now, when will these
Keyshawn Davis brothers, and Devin the Dream Haney? I believe in the 147-pound division that a Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney will be just as interesting, just as lucrative than any of those fights that we mentioned. A potential fight with Rolly Romero, potential fight with Devin Haney and Crocker. I think Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney will be a way better fight than that. Mario Barrios, I think that Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney promo will be way better than the Mario Barrios and Devin Haney. And of course, those are unification bouts, but we also in the landscape of boxing in which belts don't matter as much. It don't matter as much. It matters, but it don't matter as much. Keyshawn Davis was already a champion in the 135-pound division, and where he performed very.
At 147 pounds, the stakes don't just rise, they explode. Analysts say belts have taken a back seat in today's boxing world. What truly drives the sport now is star power, unforgettable style, and the roar of fan engagement. Davis brings an Olympic pedigree, razor-sharp skills, and relentless pressure that never lets an opponent breathe, while Haney counters with technical brilliance and a resume full of championship experience. Together, they promise a stylistic collision that could ignite the ring like fireworks on a summer night. Some even paint it as Davis hunting Haney, refusing to step back, chasing not just victory but respect and legacy. With Bill Haney shaping Devin's path and Keyshawn burning to prove he belongs at the top, the promotional buildup alone could rival any unification clash in history. By summer 2026, the fight isn't just anticipated. It's expected to be one of those defining moments, the kind that fans talk about for years, the kind that shifts conversations, and the kind that reminds the world why boxing, at its peak, is pure, unfiltered drama in motion.
That Keyshawn Davis has is really more entertaining than the performance that Shakur Stevenson had. We was talking about Shakur Stevenson and Tank in the 135-pound division, but as Keyshawn kept emerging, he was already a conversation of Shakur, Keyshawn, and Davis, Keyshawn. Of course, we got Andy Cruz. They're going to be facing Muradaya on the 24th, but look like that fight is not gonna happen. The primary fight for Keyshawn Davis now, in my opinion, is Devin the Dream Haney at 147 because that's his plans. The primary fight for a Devin Haney, in all actuality, should be now a Keyshawn Davis. If Keyshawn Davis is willing to fight you and they call in and Devin Haney and Bill Haney, shout out to Bill Haney, he's done a wonderful job as a manager, is saying that they Debo, well, Keyshawn Davis is Craig and Keyshawn Davis is running towards Debo.
Bernie Thawboxer shared his raw, honest reaction to Keyshawn Davis calling out Devin Haney, his words weaving a balance of respect for Haney and admiration for Davis. He admitted he's seen Haney spar, watched him move with the calm confidence of a seasoned professional, the kind who knows the ring like the back of his hand. Yet when the question of who he'd favor came up, Bernie's gaze shifted toward Davis. He broke it down. Davis's style is ruthless edge, and that killer instinct make him impossible to ignore. Fast hands that strike before you blink, sharp punch selection that keeps opponents guessing, and a fearless willingness to mix it up at any moment. Davis carries an energy, a fire that Bernie believes could very well tilt the scales, the kind of presence that doesn't just compete, it dominates, leaving an impression long before the final bell rings.
Seasoned pro in there, so, it's a great fight. I want to see the fight, but I would favor Keyshawn just on the strength that I love how Keyshawn fights. I love his meanness. I love, like I say, his kill mentality. He has great hand speed, like I say, great punch selection. And he's willing to mix it up in there. So I will favor Keyshawn, but it's just a fight that I would love to see.
I mean, knowing that Devin Haney fight could be such a big fight down the line. Do you would rather see Keyshawn in a fight at 147 first before tackling Devin Haney? What do you think?
No, just give him what he wants.
Give him what he wants.
You know, all the talking, just give him what he wants. If that's what he said, then just do that. You know, sometimes we just gotta listen what they say and give them what they want.
Bernie also brushed aside the idea of waiting for Davis to move up to 147 before stepping into the ring with Haney. In his eyes, if Davis wants this fight, it should happen right now. He pointed out that Davis is already a star, a silver medalist, and a world champion, making any delay unnecessary. Bernie painted a picture of Davis ready to be unleashed, a fighter demanding the opportunities he's earned, and the world watching to see him take them. He even reflected on the post-fight moments with Conor Benn and Shakur Stevenson, noting the tension simmering in those interactions, yet making it clear that Davis's path remains focused and unshakable. He's chasing the biggest names, the fights that matter most, and standing at the top of that list is Devin Haney. The challenge Davis is determined to face head-on, no hesitation, no second thoughts.
Star, like I say, he's a silver medalist. He's a world champion already, been a world champion already. There's no more holding back for him now. Just let him go, let him off the leash, you know.
After the fight, Conor Benn comes into the ring. They talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, you know, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, you know, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, you know. I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, you know, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight.
Analysts are buzzing about the potential clash between Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis, calling it one of the most intriguing matchups boxing could offer. Recently, Haney responded on social media, signaling he's ready to face Davis, a move that instantly sent fan excitement soaring. Davis enters the conversation undefeated, boasting 14 wins with 10 knockouts, while Haney carries 34 victories and 15 knockouts, numbers that underline Haney's experience and volume, but Davis's raw power can't be ignored. Physically, Haney holds a slight edge, standing 5 feet 9 inches with a 72-inch reach, just above Davis at 5 feet 8 inches with a 70-inch reach, yet analysts point out that Davis's punching strength could shift the balance. Haney, on the other hand, relies on a sharp defense, a precise jab, and masterful control of distance, creating a stylistic contrast that promises tension from bell to bell. Following Davis's recent destruction of Jermaine Ortiz, speculation has grown that Haney's skill and ring IQ might just counter Davis's relentless aggression, setting the stage for a high-level tactical showdown where every punch, every feint, and every decision could tip the scales. It's the kind of fight where power meets precision, pressure meets patience, and the outcome feels impossible to predict. Exactly the storm the boxing world has been waiting for.
And he said, Keyshawn, as you can see here, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Right? Now, Keyshawn is now 14 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Devin is 34 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. So Devin got more knockouts than Keyshawn actually has fights. Devin is about 5'9", with about 72-inch arm reach. Keyshawn is about 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Keyshawn has more power. Devin Haney has shown that he's a better pure boxer. I think Devin Haney's defense is better than Keyshawn's. Devin Haney's going to control him with his jab, his distance, his range, and his counterpunch ability. I think this is going to be the most skilled, talented fighter that Devin Haney has fought outside of Lomachenko. Right? Lomachenko is so accomplished, so skilled, so talented. But I just think that Keyshawn is bigger, has more power than Lomachenko, and just as talented and skilled as Lomachenko. I think Keyshawn is more skilled and talented than Regis Prograis, and Brian Norman Jr., but they got more power than Keyshawn.
Greg Hackett offered a thoughtful breakdown of Keyshawn Davis's performance against Jermaine Ortiz, painting a vivid picture of the strategy and discipline that set him apart. He explained that in camp, Khan and Keyshawn knew Ortiz was at his deadliest when he could find his rhythm and control the pace, a dangerous comfort zone for any fighter. But Davis refused to give him that space, applying relentless, unyielding pressure that never let Ortiz breathe, never let him breathe life into his plans. Every step, every punch, every movement was calculated to disrupt, to unsettle, to dominate, not just to win rounds, but to assert control from start to finish. It was a masterclass in preparation and execution, showing how a fighter's mind and tactics can become just as powerful as the fists he throws.
Pressure. Him keeping that pressure wasn't allowing Jermaine to get set and set up whatever he needs. He did a great job pressing him. The jab to the body, the right hand to the body, the hooks, uppercut, everything. Everything he did was good. It was with pressure, and I think that was the main factor. He kept the pressure on him. The 1-2 now.
Keyshawn's timing is fucking incredible. Like, coming off the layoff, right? Coming up to another division. In my mind, I'm thinking that was going to be the first thing to suffer. But he had his timing from round 1.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't nothing for him really to pick up on because Jermaine Ortiz is a rhythm fighter. He got to feel good to get his I mean, he gotta know that you slowed down for him to get his shot up. And Keyshawn wasn't planning on slowing.
Hackett praised the way Keyshawn blended his offense into a seamless, punishing rhythm. Jabs to the body, right hands cascading like stairs, hooks and uppercuts, all delivered with relentless forward momentum that never let Ortiz settle. That pressure, Hackett noted, was the defining factor, keeping Ortiz uncomfortable, off balance, and unable to execute his usual setups. He also highlighted Keyshawn's timing, which was remarkable given the long layoff and the jump up in weight class. Many expected timing to be the first thing to fade, yet from round 1, Keyshawn displayed sharp precision, reading openings and exploiting them before Ortiz could even react. Ortiz, a rhythm fighter by nature, needed a moment of calm to find his chances, but Khan and Keyshawn never handed him that luxury. Hackett pointed out how, even comfortably ahead in the later rounds, Keyshawn pressed relentlessly for the stoppage, demonstrating hunger, determination, and a refusal to ease off. That consistent pressure, surgical timing, and unyielding aggression ultimately dismantled Ortiz piece by piece. Hackett's breakdown captured exactly why Keyshawn shone in that fight, showing a fighter not just with power, but with intelligence, heart, and the instincts to dominate when it mattered most.
Anything, keeping that pressure. Stayed in his face. That was very important.
He seemed to be pressing for the stoppage. Late rounds, he predicted the stoppage. Even when he had to fight, like he was comfortably ahead, he kept pressing the gas. Did you know that he was going to get Maine out of there late?
I didn't know he was going to get him out late. I knew it was a possibility, especially the way he was hitting him to the body. He was landing good, clean shots to the body, and you could tell Jermaine ain't like it. And I had tweeted after the second round, and I said all Keyshawn got to do is keep going to the body, and that's what ultimately ended it. The body work. I mean, you could tell he's just a lot better. He's just a lot better fighter than what Jermaine is used to. I think the size. It's not that Keyshawn is a real big guy, but his approach is like.
That's a wrap for today's video, but the story doesn't end here. Stay tuned, because the next chapter is just around the corner. Until next time.